Yes, this is extremely concerning. Helicopter destroy hurricane recovering supplies in Burnsville, North Carolina, at the distribution site. Local says two black SUV did a slow roll for 5 minutes before the helicopter show up. I don't understand why they would do that.
Please watch this video to the end. Do not pass judgment.
As a woman, you should be offended that Call Her Daddy was the big interview Kamala Harris decided to do. Alex Cooper opens the show by saying that she is not qualified to talk about the border or the economy. She's qualified to talk about women, which makes perfect sense because Kamala Harris does not have a winning argument on any of those things. All she has is abortion, and let's be honest, that's what this episode is about. And she is praying to the high heavens that more women care about that than they do about affording groceries, gas, buying a house someday, having a good education system, securing the border, having safe neighborhoods. Because apparently abortion is the only issue that women care about. And I'm not even saying that women shouldn't care about abortion. If that's your prerogative, that's fine. What I'm saying is that the fact that this is all she's running on is insulting. It's frankly insulting that she thinks that women are this shallow. And the insinuation that this is the number one thing, the number one issue that women care about. Kamala Harris thinks that women are stupid. That's it.
Yes, a lot of people are concerned with what recently happened. Kamala accepted to take this interview. Brie Cooper recently posted this. Trump was invited onto a S&, relationship show and declined. Kamala accepted. Kamala was invited on Dave Ramsey's show to talk about the economy. She declined and Trump accepted. That should tell you a lot about their priorities. It is insane. When I look at what exactly they were discussing on that podcast, abortion, all through no policies, it was extremely disgusting. Now Joe Rogan had this to say, partaken to the relief.
These people, a grandparents and a child that were on a roof, and it was before the roof swept away, the building swept away and they drowned. But there's a photograph of the last photograph of them on the roof, and they're terrified. And this little girl and her grandparents are on this roof. And how much relief are they going to get? Is it going to be like Maui, where you give them $700? That's more insulting than giving them no money. A one-time fee of $700, but you're going to give Ukraine 170 whatever billion. If he doesn't become president, they might actually lock him up for 25 years.
My name is Cassandra. I live in a little town called Spruce Pine, North Carolina that was directly affected by Hurricane Helene. Anybody in their right mind thinking that outside people should not be speaking on what the government has done or is not doing to our area is insanity to me. As someone who is here at Ground Zero in Mitchell County, North Carolina, it is going to take you as the creators on this app to speak up to get us help here. Because I will tell you, our government is not doing a damn thing for us. They are not doing anything.
Yes, I don't understand what is going on. These LGBT people are complaining about misgendering at this location. Charlie Key pulled this out. This work FEMA disaster preparedness meeting is something else. The LGBT people and people who have been disadvantaged already are struggling. They already have their own things to deal with. So you add a disaster on top of that, and it's compounding on itself. The shift that we are seeing right now is a shift in emergency management from utilitarian principles where everything is designed for the greatest good, for the greatest amount of people, to disaster equality. I don't understand where equality is coming into this situation. When I look at what is happening, can I say this insane? To be looking at this, there are things during disasters you don't care. You focus to save lives. That is all that matters.
So, disaster relief, this is a falsehood. Disaster relief funds used on immigrants illegally in the U.S. The fact is, no money is being diverted from response needs. That's the fact.
We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
On this issue of funding, the administration has money to send to Lebanon without Congress coming back. But Congress does have to come back to approve money to send to people in North Carolina. Do I have that right?
Here's what I'm going to be very clear about. The president and the vice president has had a robust whole of government response to this. Hundreds of millions of dollars. I said it at the top, more than $200 million that we have directly put towards survivors here for disaster help. And that's because of this president's commitment to make sure that we are there for communities that are impacted. We take this very seriously again. We take this very seriously. And before the hurricane hit, we pre-positioned more than 1,500 federal folks on the ground to help. And so we have made sure that every state has gotten their storm requested emergency declaration. They requested it, and we made sure they received it. We've taken this very seriously. More than $200 million that we have provided to the impacted areas. But instead, people want to do disinformation, misinformation, which is dangerous. Because then when folks on the ground hear that, they may not want to ask for the help that they need. That is there for them. That's our focus here.
But President Biden is fond of saying, show me your budget and I will tell you what you value. If he's got money for people in Lebanon right now, without Congress having to come back, what does it say about his values? There's not enough money right now for people in North Carolina who need it. That's not misinformation.
Wait, no, that is your whole premise of the question is misinformation, sir. What you don't, yes, it's misinformation.
Is there money to send to Lebanon right now?
I just mentioned to you that we provided more than $200 million to folks who are impacted in the area, and I just shared with you that people are deciding not to. People are deciding not to.
Wait. To Congress that there's not enough money to help people
We're
in North Carolina.
We're talking about the SBA disaster loan.
That's
yes.
money for people in North Carolina,
and that's important. And people in North Carolina need that. Wait, this is nothing new.
Yes, when you look at what Peter is doing here, he is right. Kamala recently posted how they are deviating a certain amount of money to people suffering in Lebanon. The media went off on how, like, we are here suffering. You are there, giving money to Lebanon. But I don't understand something. These people are funding Israel to continue to finish what they started, at the same time giving money also to Lebanon. I don't get the point. They are playing both sides, right? They want to appease to these people. Should this be happening? What I should be seeing is struggling to make this should stop. Yes. So I don't get the point why these people will continue to do this. We have seen what happened or is happening to Ukraine where they give money, and I see a lot of criticism. People put out on social media. Now looking at this, Peter here is on point.
Sparked a few things in my mind, thinking about preparedness and how you said, LGBTQIA people and people who have been disadvantaged already are struggling. They already have their own things to deal with. So you add a disaster on top of that. It's just compounding on itself. And I think that is maybe the why we're having these discussions, is because it isn't being talked about. It isn't being socialized. We're not paying attention to this community. Thank you so much. Maggie.
Thank you. There are a couple of things that are intersecting in my mind here. One of them is the culture of emergency management as an organization, as an industry in the United States specifically, not abroad. This has, and my cat sometimes does this, she gets really loud suddenly, so you'll have to just allow for the little meowing in the background. The shift that we're seeing right now is a shift in emergency management from utilitarian principles where everything is designed for the greatest good for the greatest amount of people to disaster equity.
So you can see the board in charge. Look at what they're discussing here. It is going viral on social media. In as much as people are complaining they are not getting help, they are here complaining, talking about Miss Jane, things like that.
I don't like Donald Trump at all.
Problematic.
I don't know. voting Donald Trump, baby. Taylor Swift matters. Does she matter to you?
Well, she comes out.
But I don't think most Americans would.
Trump.
I don't care if they write that. No is right, and you guys, I need to be on the right side of history.
So, with that, I'm going to shake it off. And I'm done with you.
Of them, it's like 73% said they're voting for Trump.
Okay, yeah.
Kamala. Oh, wait, she went for the handshake. Display of the upward.
Like, we shouldn't demean Trump supporters. We shouldn't call them names.
Trump has come in the spin room, just so you know. That has happened.
Newly reported by NBC News, Vice President Kamala Harris has spoken recently and repeatedly with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
You really want Trump to lose this election, right? No, you don't.
So you have to have a controlled border, a secure border.
Please register to vote for something else that's very important coming up.
Look at this. She's only up by 15 points.
God, Taylor Swift, as though I have that power.